Hello everybody, in this video I'm just going to be doing a brief stock analysis for Merck, and this is not going to be any kind of deep dive into their financials, but more so me just giving my opinion on the company as well as an outlook for the industry. I'll start out with some just really general things about it and then get into some more pros and cons and bullish and bearish points towards the end. I like to start off by taking a look at the 5-year chart just so you can get a longer term growth perspective of the stock. And you can see a lot of the growth came from 2018 and 2019. And other than that, it's been relatively stagnant, but they're up about 55%. And if you take a look at Vertex, they treat cystic fibrosis. It's in the same industry, but a different sector, but they're up about 230%. So not great growth here, but certainly not bad. And here we can take a look at earnings and growth for the last 4 years. Year over year, you see a lot better revenue and earnings in 2018 and 2019 than in 2016 and 2017, and an increase in revenue year over year. And you see a huge jump in earnings from 2017 to 2018. So I'm sure that's a huge reason for the stock price appreciation. And here's their about profile on Yahoo Finance. They make healthcare solutions for cardiovascular diseases, type 2 diabetes, chronic hepatitis. The list goes on and on and on. There's several dozen of these different things that they make solutions for, but the main thing they're in is oncology or tumors and cancer. And then just a couple of things to note here. They do have a 3.12 dividend yield, and it's a very, very solid dividend yield as well. It's also a $200 billion company. They have a ton of different patents on a lot of different drugs for a lot of different diseases. So that's pretty much guaranteed revenue for many years to come. So I really do not see this as much of a growth company, but just as a solid and reliable defensive dividend stock. And then here, I usually don't even show the Robinhood Analyst Ratings, but they gave it a 74% buy rating, which is actually kind of surprising, but definitely a strong buy rating there. And next up, I want to talk about a few points by the Bulls and the Bears by analysts and Morningstar. The first positive point I'm going to mention here is that Keytruda, which is their oncology treatment, is doing really, really well, and it has the first mover advantage over their competitors. And what this is it fights against the cancer. It's actually like a type of treatment that will work with your immune system to attack a specific area of tissue or even an organ. And it's not like chemotherapy or radiation, but it's a little bit different. It's just like a treatment. And it can have some really harmful side effects because it can literally try and take out your organ, but it's been really successful for the most part so far. And then next up, the growth in Merck's high margin cancer drug should help it expand their overall margin, and that's a big part of what I just talked about with Keytruda. They're able to have really high margins because they have that first mover advantage. And then lastly, they have a really strong dividend yield, and it's not super strong. It's just, as we saw, 3.12 dividend yield, but it's strong in the way that it's not going to be going away anytime soon. There's no reason they would ever cut it or decrease it. I'm sure they're just going to increase it as their revenues increase, and it's a really safe dividend stock as well. I also want to touch on a few negative points by the analysts at Morningstar. The first one is that although a lot of the patent lawsuits are behind them, they are going to be running out of their patent on Januvia, which is one of their diabetic treatments, and they could be facing competition on that as early as 2022, which could end up hurting their revenue in that small segment. And then the next point is that it's outside of immuno-oncology, which is the treatment I was just talking about. They need to increase the number of late-stage drugs. So they need to increase their research and development on drugs that help with late-stage cancers. And then just the last point here is that there can be really fast advancements in oncology treatment. So if there were to be a big innovation with another company that was better than their Keytruda treatment, it would really hurt their bottom line. I'm actually doing a brief stock analysis video similar to this one on all of the companies in the Dow 30, so be sure to come and check it out if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more content, and thank you so much for watching to the very end.